What's up, Cart Masters? Back with another video. I thought I could try something different, giving my impressions about a video game. This time, I'd like to talk about Disgaea 6, Defiance of Destiny, and give my perspective as someone who's been a fan of the series since the very first game. For first-timers, Disgaea is a strategy role-playing game, or SRPG for short, that typically goes over the top with animations, map and character design, and even digits, as reaching millions plus damage and max leveling at 9,999 is pretty much the normal endgame thing to do. It also features a variety of humanoid and monster classes, typically each with unique characteristics that you can use to create your own army. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on the video, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to find out more content just like this, and turn on the bell icon to get notified for the next time I upload. With that out of the way, let's get to it. To get straight to the point, I'm going to be talking about three things: what I like, what I dislike, and what I have mixed feelings about Disgaea 6. Starting off with some of the things I like. The main cast of characters, let alone the story, feels very enjoyable overall. Zed, while at first glance seems like a zombie cop-off of Laharl, quickly establishes himself as a force to be reckoned with. A lowly zombie getting killed over and over again by the god of destruction, super reincarnating every time in order to get stronger and eventually save his sister? That's badass. The rest of the main supporting characters play into very specific and exaggerated archetypes, but the story does a good job of shining a light on developing the characters, highlighting their personal struggles and how their growth ties back to Zed. The way that 3D was incorporated into the models looks a lot better than what I originally imagined. As much as I miss the 2D character models, the 3D models definitely give Disgaea 6 a much needed facelift to discern itself from the last 3 games. But it also makes attack animations much smoother. One thing I'd like to see in the future is to see on the map skill animations so that it doesn't totally break immersion unless totally necessary. The new Super Reincarnation system is a great reinvention of the reincarnation system. Reincarnation is the system in which a character's level is reset back to 0 but gains extra stats based off of the number of levels stored. Disgaea 6's demerits, which function as milestones for reincarnation, and karma, which functions as a currency for stats and abilities when you super reincarnate, work in tandem, offering a refreshing change of pace. You can either choose to gain more stats every reincarnation, gain abilities such as percentage increase of damage or increasing the throw range, or a mixture of both. This is basically taking a lot of the things that you had to grind for in Character World and streamlining it naturally with power leveling. Obviously, it won't matter as much once you get into the super endgame, but for any point up until then, it's a great way to customize your army leading up to the very end of the game. Now, power leveling and consequently endgame grinding is much more streamlined with the new demonic intelligence, or DI for short, which basically allows you to set automatic behavior plans or patterns for your units when you turn on auto battle. Combining all of this with auto retry, the game becomes AFK Arena, or Disgaea 6, the absence of inputs, or you can literally max level overnight if not in mere hours or minutes. Long and gone are the days of manually inputting all of your movement and attacks, let alone mindlessly clearing maps over and over again, which also goes double for item world farming. Now you can just use demonic intelligence, auto battle, sit back, relax, and enjoy until you finally get to a stopping point. Now, going over some of the things I don't like. This is something that is somewhat prevalent in other games, but Disgaea 6's lack of generic classes that have been long with the series is actually pretty disappointing. For example, the female versions of the cleric, warrior, martial artist, and ninja don't return, while other classics such as the skull mages, mystic beasts, wood golems, and etc. also don't return. Now, we obviously can't expect every single generic class from prior games to make a return, but the total number of classes this time around feels very lacking. It might have something to do with the game switching from 2D to 3D, or it might have been a deliberate design choice to condense the amount of available classes. Another thing that didn't quite sit well with me was the lack of monster weapons, but the added ability for monsters to lift and throw. Now, while at first glance it seems very nice, what it ends up doing is turn all monster units into generic humanoid units, with the only real difference being their models not being human. It's cool being able to have a Prinny use fists or axe, or even lift and throw your allies or enemies, But the only reason you would use a monster over a generic unit now is because of the size blocking potential or because you like the unique skills attached to that particular monster class. Just a quick warning, this next one is about to go slightly into spoiler territory, so if you don't want to be spoiled, take the time to pause right here and skip ahead. One of the things that particularly bothered me was how the last battle in most chapters were handled. The final stage of a lot of the story pits you up against the God of Destruction by itself multiple times. Yes, I understand that Endgame is where any veterans truly cared to dedicate their time, and the God of Destruction is supposed to be part of the reason why Zed super reincarnates constantly, but there should have been more to the fights than just soloing the God of Destruction, in my opinion. Anyway, I just kind of feel that it was just lazy by design. If you already played through the game, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think it's lazy, or do you think it's completely appropriate? Now here's something I have particularly mixed feelings about. You may have noticed that features such as Magichange and Fusion don't make a return in 6. Now, as much as I like the features, it's not necessarily core to the gameplay experience of Disgaea. However, the change from generic weapon skills becoming unique to specific classes is something I both love and hate. On one hand, it makes generics feel distinct from one another. What this does is create a more varied experience where each generic class will have their specific use cases. For example, you'd want to use Martial Artist to displace enemy units with Triple Strike, or Magic Knight or Dimension Sword to hit more units in a line. The problem with this is that these skills were originally tied to the weapon and remained a thing since Disgaea 1, so longtime fans will most likely miss this as well. Typically by endgame you could create a super unit with any class and have them learn every single skill in the game. Now, you can't do that. From a design standpoint, it makes more sense to limit the amount of skills a single unit can learn, as it forces you to strategize more from start to finish. On the other hand, come on Nipponichi, where's my Big Bang Rise Dragon and Dimension Slashing Witch? Now, it was great to get back into the world of Disgaea 6 through the eyes of a new protagonist who both wasn't a human or a demon overlord. The story and the cast of characters are charming, and the new visual overhaul, in addition to the changes made to reincarnation, is a nice refreshing change of pace. Newcomers, you'll definitely enjoy this game for what it has to offer, as I feel Disgaea 6 is a great entry into the series. Just don't expect the quality of life changes like auto battle / juice bar or demonic intelligence to be present going backwards. Veterans, if you're like me, you'll most likely love the game regardless of some of the things I feel are lacking. For those of you that played the demo or full game, let me know your thoughts about Disgaea 6 in the comments. Don't forget, you can catch me live streaming on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at 9 PM Pacific time, where I play a variety of games, including Monster Hunter, Apex Legends, Resident Evil, Disgaea, and etc. That's it for me, dudes. Until next time, stay safe, get mad, get sad, have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Holy shit, that was so smooth! Let's fucking go, dude! Okay. Can someone clip that for me real quick? Dude, that was so smooth!